Alright, what is up guys? VV back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be looking at another game from the East, from the same tournament we just looked at with the match between Enel and Sakazuki. This will be from the same tournament, which speaking of which, I didn't really explain in that tournament. That was a 3 versus 3, or a 3-on-3 tournament. I still don't know a ton about that, and I'm not sure why they do them. I prefer the old-fashioned method, but you know, just good old-fashioned 1 versus 1s all the way up. But who knows? Maybe they find these more interesting, because it does kind of force the variety in decks, because you can't have just all Edward Newgates or all whatever the best deck is in the format, quote unquote. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop into this. Today's match, we're going to be looking at a red-purple Luffy versus yellow Katakuri. And again, this is in the East, and this is an OP-05 meta. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're on mute, make sure we're at 2x speed, and here we go. Off to the races. Okay, and they're about to start. Let's go ahead and take a look at their opening hand. This is one of the most interesting parts of the game, seeing what people are going to keep, what they're going to mulligan. Alright, looks like both players kept, is what it looks like. And in the purple hand here, let's pause it, we have a 2k counter Frankie. This is Queen, just the old-fashioned Animal Kingdom Pirates 5-cost Queen that draws 2 trash 1, Don -1. 9-cost Newgate, 4-cost Basil Hawkins. This is on play Ramp of Dawn, and it has Trigger to play it as well, but it's a 4-cost 1k counter, like 2,000 power, very weak. It's mainly for ramping. And then a 7-cost Kid coming out in ST, I believe it's coming out in ST10. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. And that, on play and when attacking, you return 1 Dawn, and your leader gains plus 1,000 power for the entire turn until your next turn. Okay, so in the yellow player's hand here, this is Katakuri, so we can run 10-cost Charlotte Lin and get the full effect. Got the 4-cost blocker Sanji that has trigger play, 3-cost Parasparrow, 4-cost what's his name here? Good old-fashioned Zoro. This one is a trigger Zoro that I believe KOs. Let me look it up real quick. I got it over here on my other screen. Okay, so this character, I'll have to just bring over the entire thing here because it's in Japanese. Yeah, it has trigger KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. So it doesn't actually bring it into play like I thought, but it does still have a KO baked into it. Okay, and then Brulee. All right, so let's go ahead and hop right into it. While they're figuring out who goes first and second, the red-purple Luffy, for those who don't know, I guess I should mention that, right? Everyone knows what Katakuri does at this point, but red-purple Luffy might have some people scratching their heads over. Let me pause. Okay, red-purple Luffy has activate main once per turn if you have 0 Dawn cards on the field, or 8 or more Dawn cards on the field. Add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. He's a 6,000 power base leader with 3 life. And that is a big theme. I'm going to hit play. That is a big theme of the red-purple deck. Because the idea is, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to just make my leader as big as possible. What just happened? Whoops. I'm going to make my leader as big as possible. And then I'm going to make it where my opponent basically can't even attack in unless they commit too much. And that's what the Eustace Kid is going to do for 7. Oh, wow. And Katakuri knows that, so Katakuri is swinging for 9 right off the get-go. Just smash in for 9. Right, so 3 Dawn plus the leader's effect. Here we go. And that was fast. Okay, so right away, the red-purple Luffy player answers back with, okay, well, I'm just going to swing 6. And he decides to take it. Doesn't have a 2k counter in hand, which is interesting. I wonder how many 2k counters the Katakuri player is running in this deck. And here we go. He is smashing in for 4, 5, 10. Swinging for 10k. Okay, he's getting life off of the Luffy player very quickly. We'll see if this strategy pays off. I don't know how good this is actually, because I'm not exactly sure, right? We'll have to see. And all the Luffy player did last turn was play a Basil Hawkins to gain a Dawn. And then for 7, I'm going to return 1 Dawn to play Eustace Kid here to bring up his Luffy to up to 7k. And then he had to, excuse me, 1 second. he had to counter out. He does decide to counter out of this with a 2K and a 1K. Okay. So let's see what happens. The Katakuri player draws a Zoro, another one of these Zoros. I wonder how good this Zoro card actually is in the deck. Maybe it's meant more for KOing, like, I don't know, playing against like Red Purple Law or something, or some type of aggro decks. I'm not sure. Maybe even a Red Green Law. Okay, so again, coming in for 10K. So it's going to cost 2Ks to get out of this for the Red Purple player, and he just takes it. Because remember, he was at 7K this turn from the kid's effect. Okay. Now he is at 8 Dawn, use Leader's Effect, go to 9 Dawn, play Newgate, go to 8K, swing for 7K with Kid, putting him at 9K, and then he's going to swing for 9K with the leader. So remember, the Red-Purple Luffy right now, the leader, the Red-Purple Luffy is at 9,000 power currently, right? Because plus 2K from Newgate puts him at from 6 to 8. And then plus 1 more from the Kid. Very, very powerful. Let me make sure. Kid only gives 1K, right? Yes, and then Newgate gives 2. All right. Yeah, that's a lot to get to. A lot to get through if you think about it, guys. Like that's trying to get through a whole lot of defense. So Katakuri player here, he is at 8 Dawn, I believe, or 9 Dawn. He's at 8 or 9 Dawn. We're about to find out. Wow. Okay. He literally just said, okay, I'm going to swing. Hang on. I got to do some math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he has 9 Dawn. If I counted that correctly, I think he has 1 Dawn left. So 9 Dawn's 15K. Right. That's a 15K attack because he gets plus 1,000 for the leader's effect. Okay, so let's see what happens. No Dawn active. This should be... He's going to have... And he's at 9K, so he's going to have to put down 3 2Ks to get him to 15K, and then a 1K. So he's going to need 3 2Ks and a 1K. Let's see what he can manage here. And it looks like he's got a Diable Jambe in hand. If you can see at the bottom right corner of the screen here, that's interesting. So swinging for... Goodness gracious. Swinging for 15K into a 9K leader. Okay, he's got a Gum Gum Rain, or excuse me, Gum Gum Gatling. That's the 0 cost trash a card for 3K. So he trashed a Kid, a Eustace Kid, to go 3K. Then he got 2K more here to go to 5K. So he's at 14K currently. Go to 15. Go to 16. Okay, got to 16K. He did survive that attack. That was wild. But he had to trash a blocker to do it. But he does still have a queen in hand as well. All right, so here we go. Up to 10. Let's see what happens here. This should be interesting. I'm really curious to see how he's going to pull this off here, or if he's going to pull it off at all. Because it seems like Katakuri is just going to keep going, okay, I'm going to swing for just 15 every time, and I'm just going to force you to block it. But he has 2 Radical Beams in hand. Or, no, excuse me. No, that's a Radical Beam and a Diable Jambe. Okay, pay 5 for Queen. Return 1, draw a card. Or draw 2, trash 1. He got a Gum Gum Gatling. Very good. That's really solid right now. What is he going to trash, though? And it looks like he got the Dawn Manipulation Bonnie, the starter deck Bonnie. Okay, trashes the Diable Jambe. Swing there. And he's going to swing with his Eustace Kid there to bring his leader up to 7,000 power by returning a Dawn. And I think he returned 1 Dawn as well from his leader's effect. That's why he had 2, 4, 6 Dawn active. Yeah, he has 6 Dawn active because of the leader effect. Even though he's returned 2 Dawn and played a 5-cost character, he still has 6 Dawn active. How interesting is that? Oh, wow. Beige off the top to stop the Newgate. Wow, that was huge. And plays another Queen. Oops. And the judge is coming in here just to help him push his characters over into the character area. They're getting into the life area. And seems good. Like, at this point in the game, it seems pretty good for the the Luffy player. He's got 2 big blockers here. 2 5-cost 6K blockers. And he's sitting at 7,000 base power. Let's see what the Katakuri does. The Katakuri has a lot of cards in hand. He's got a Sanji and a Brûlée. I'm going to pause it real quick. He's got a Sanji, a Brûlée, 2K counter beige. Looks like a Gadatsu, a Zoro, Perispero. 7 cost Charlotte Linlin. A 2K counter Sanji. And then I'm not sure what these other two are at the very far right. One's a Gadatsu and one's a Pudding Searcher. So, if he's trying to win this game here, I think... Oh, man. I mean, what do you do at this point? You're looking at a 9K power attack coming in from Newgate, 6K coming in from each of the queens, 6K coming in base, probably 7K realistically from the leader because of Eustace Kid, 7K from the leader, and then all this Dawn. Like, I don't know. This is not a spot you want to be in as a Katakuri player. So can he just go for lethal? That becomes the better question. 1 Dawn active, 7,000 power base leader, 2 blocker. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't even think it's even possible to. I don't even think it's even possible. Okay, let's see what happens. This is where a Thunderbolt would be nice or two, but at the same time, it wouldn't even matter, would it? Because he doesn't have enough life to. He doesn't have life to activate it. So not an ideal situation for the Katakuri to be in. So let's see what happens. Okay. He's doing some math here. Looks like the Katakuri player's moving his hands all around. He's doing some math or something. Okay, is he gonna... He's scooping up 10 Dawn. Is he about to just play Linlin? I don't think playing... Okay, yeah, he did play Linlin. See, this is why I don't know if it was worth it. I gotta pause. I don't know if it was worth it smashing into the Luffy's life early like he did. I think it would have been better to just use Linlin to get rid of one of the life. Like, the first 2 attacks, maybe. Maybe it's fine to do the first 2 attacks. But why not establish these little blockers to save you life in the end? I'm not sure. But we'll have to see what happens. I don't know how he's supposed to survive this turn. Let's see here. So he's going to pay... So the... Well, that was interesting. Okay, so pay 1... Oh, it's the... Is it the Searcher Nami? Excuse me, I thought that was the Dawn Manipulation Nami. That was the Searcher Nami. Very cool. Gets a 10 cost... Wow, okay, this is about to get fun. He gets the 10 cost Gear 5 Luffy. Okay, let me bring that up for everybody real quick who has not seen this. Who has not seen this card, because it's coming out in OP-05. Alright, bear with me. I gotta find it on this website. You type in Luffy, there's about 20 of them. Okay, here he is. So this is the 10 cost Luffy. This is a 10 cost 12,000 power Luffy. On play, Dawn -10. So that's why the leader's effect reads the way it does. The leader, excuse me, he's going to Dawn -10 to place all of his own characters, except this character, at the bottom of his deck in any order, and then take an extra turn after this one. Activate main once per turn, pay 1, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck, and set it as active. So there you go. You know, just incredible amounts of value in this card potentially, right? Where you can skip a turn by playing it. Okay, but you do lose your Dawn and all your characters. So let's see what happens. Okay, so he's going to... Looks like he's thinking a little bit. He's got a lot to think about. I mean, personally, if this is me, I think I just swing all out with everything. Just smash with every single character card I have. And then I just play Luffy and get another turn and swing with Luffy. And, you know, yeah, that's that. that is that. So he's got a counter of 7K. He's going to go 2K, 1K. Or was that double 2K? I think that was a double 2K. It was Sanji and Beige. That's interesting. Let me make sure I saw that correctly. Yeah, I believe that was Sanji and Beige. All right. Now... I have to be wrong about that, right? There's no way I'm right about that. Or does he have more than 7K life? That's the question. Does he have 8K life? Or, I mean, no, it's a 7K attack, right? Let's look up Kid real quick. We have to look up, because why wouldn't he just use a card in hand that, you know, that he could, like a 1K counter. He has 1K counters. Why would he over counter this? Kid. It is a... It is an 8K attack, excuse me. That is an 8,000 power attack from the Eustace Kid. My apologies. Okay, so now it all makes sense. I was going to say there's no reason he should have done that otherwise. Okay. So let's see what happens now. So now he's a 7K swinging in for 9K. 9,000 power coming in here. Yeah, this is less than ideal for the Katakuri player. He has got to survive 3 more attacks. Potentially. Nope. He's just swinging all in with Newgate. Excellent. So he decided at the end there to swing in for, let's see how much it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Swing 7 with Newgate. So, or 7 plus 10. Swing for 17k. KO your Charlotte Pudding Searcher, and game over. Very nice. So he didn't even get, unfortunately, this the Luffy player, excuse me, didn't get to use the 10 cost Luffy. Unfortunate. But I think the biggest problem with this game, and I try not to be too critical of the players. As tournaments go on, you get more and more tired. You start making worse and worse decisions. You get mentally fatigued. But I don't really. I'm going to go all the way back to. I'm going to go all the way back to like the first turn where he loaded up the Dawn and swung at the leader. Very cool. Okay, here we go. Right. It started off really fast. Okay, championship. Yep, go and out. Right here, right on the Katakuri player's turn 2. He just swings 7. 9. Swings 9. I mean, honestly, I think I would have just played a Brulee here. Or the Pudding Searcher. I just think I would have done anything to try to at least figure out something I could do. Because looking at his hand from the top angle here, he's got a 10 cost Charlotte Linland. So maybe swinging here was fine. Maybe swinging on turn 2 was fine. Because next turn he can go Sanji, Gadatsu, just pretty much anything. Excuse me. Because let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, swing 6. Play Basil Hawkins. And now play 2. And yeah, he just loads up instead of playing Gadatsu here. Gadatsu could KO the whatever this is called here, the Basil Hawkins, and he'll have a 5 cost 6k on the board to put pressure on later. And remember, on turn 10 or well on 10 Dawn, we just want to straight up play our Charlotte Linland. Does he not have? No, I see Gadatsu in hand. I see on the board. Let me see. I just want to see if he had it. Yeah, that is a Gadatsu, correct? At the very top here. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure. In fact, I want to say it was even was it in his opening hand? Let me see. Because I know they showed the opening hand. Let me see if they show it on here. No, it was not in the opening hand, though. But there was a pair of Sparrow he could have played on turn 3 as well. Or on 3 Dawn as well, I didn't think about. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I wish the Katakuri player had dedicated more to his board state and then relied on his blockers and relied on his big characters like Charlotte Linland to take over this game. Because instead, just swinging at life like this, I just feel like it doesn't do enough. All right, when did he get this Gadatsu? This is what I want to know. All right, boom. Right then. So he's got Gadatsu. He's got Gadatsu in hand right now. Why not establish the 5 cost 6k power body and KO what little board presence the red purple Luffy has, and play on for the late game, because you have 4 life left. You still have 4 life. See, because I think if I were playing right now, and again, I'm not trying to say I'm better than this player. It's nothing like that. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. This turn right here for the Katakuri player, I'm playing, what's his name right here? Parasparrow. Parasparrow's coming down for me right now, and I'm passing. He's got 3 life, no big deal. Because I know he's losing at least 1 life from my Charlotte Linland. That's going to happen no matter what. And I'm going to actually let him keep as much life as possible so that my Gadatsu has more range going into the later parts of the game. That, again, this is just me personally. And then on this turn for him, I'm playing my Gadatsu, KOing that Basil Hawkins. And now I've got a 5k, a 6k, and my leader on the board. And my opponent has absolutely nothing. Okay, and then so with this search right here, he sees double Sanji, Brulee, and a 2k counter. Yeah, getting the 2k counter made sense here because he literally doesn't have a 2k counter. But now he just lost 2 blockers. He's not going to see those. And then this is where this what's his name? Eustace Captain Kidd comes down. And he's going to counter out. And let's see what happens here. And this is the turn that the Katakuri player has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from here, this is where I would have tried to do some of the utility stuff. This is where I'd have tried to grab the, drop down a Brulee or drop down a Sanji or a Pudding Searcher, something like that. Because otherwise, I just feel like you're in such a horrible position. But who knows? Maybe this is just an extremely unfavorable matchup for Katakuri. Because this red-purple Luffy deck goes big. It goes really, really big. And Katakuri, generally speaking, doesn't run a lot of removal. Because, now, I don't know what's in this guy's list. Let me back into, like, later parts where he's got a bunch of cards in hand. Because 8-cost Katakuri just seems like it has to be in your deck. Like, if you're going to run yellow of any kind, you basically have to run 8-cost Katakuri. Because not only does it double over as, like, a way to gain life, it also doubles over as removal. You know, like, and that's a big deal. I want him to, here we go. Okay. Yeah, and this 7-cost Lin is just a dead card right now. 7-cost Lin is just a dead card in hand. And so are the Zoros, ultimately. I wonder what... The Zoros he must be running against, like, the Law, red, purple, and red-green Law, and maybe even, like, Zoro, like, just Rush Zoro decks. Okay, well, that's about enough, guys. I just wanted to see what was going on there. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment sections below, or, excuse me, in the comment section below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Come hang out with us on the Discord. And until next time, guys, peace.